Alright, we got the whole bus to ourselves. Hello adventurer, don't fall for this bus tour because I know of another bus tour with way better experience at a fraction of the costs. I'm Tommy, your local Singaporean, and in this video I'll be taking you along my favorite public bus route to help you see the most beautiful sights in my beloved city. Let's begin. About the tour bus that I was talking about, the hop-on and hop-off bus, also known as HOHO for ho, your money is gone. It's marketed as the easiest way for tourists to get around the most popular spots in the city. But you'll quickly see that it's not what it seems. For $63, you get a day pass that grants you access on 2 bus tours, the city route that covers the Singapore Flyer, Gardens by the Bay, Singapore Art Museum, and the Heritage route that covers Little India, Kampong Glam, Chinatown. But if you look at the map after paying this price, you'll feel very scammed. Yup, most of the destinations that's part of the stops are very near to each other. So near that they are very walkable. And these areas are actually very nice to walk because you get to spot these nice murals that's all over the heritage streets. Those that are further away are easily covered by the public transportation, which even if you take for the whole day, is still at least $50 cheaper than this HOHO. In fact, all of the destinations under HOHO are easily reachable via the public transportation. But at least the HOHO gives you unlimited rides, right? Well, yeah, they are unlimited, but you better be quick because they only run from 9:30 to 5:30 daily. On the other hand, our public buses and trains runs from as early as 5:30 a.m. all the way to midnight. And the most annoying part for HOHO, it's actually harder to navigate than public transportation because the HOHO stop points do not appear on Google Maps. So you'll need to rely on their pictorial guide to find out where is the boarding spots. Although most of their stops are using the public transport bus stops, some of the stops are not marked. So good luck finding those. Honestly, if I'm a tourist, I'd rather just use Google Maps to navigate between places via the public transport. I'm a local and I still use Google Maps to get around. So save yourself the $50, just take the public transportation. It's super easy to learn. I actually have a dedicated video just to learn how to take the bus and trains in Singapore. You can watch that later. It's the most affordable way to get around the city. Now, before you can follow my favorite bus route, you'll need a reliable internet connection. For that, I recommend using HoloFly, because they offer unlimited data package in over 200 destinations. For the best value, get their new HoloFly plans, which can get you unlimited data in over 160 destinations at just $2.16 per day, which also includes unlimited hotspot. So technically, you can buy one and share with the whole family. And that's not all. Each of your eSIM from HoloFly also comes with 1 GB of backup data that works in 70 over destinations even after your initial eSIM has expired, giving you the peace of mind that you'll always be connected, always ready to check which bus to take next. You can also get a discount on your next HoloFly eSIM purchase by using my code DashingHeights. Now, let's get our public bus tour started. Start your bus tour day by taking the train to the Bugis station. Find the exit B and get up the escalator. You'll find this bus stop along the Victoria Street. We are taking bus number 130. Okay, this is our bus, but I'm looking for the double-decker. Oh my god, the next double-decker bus is in 32 minutes. So actually, for you guys, you can go on a single deck, but I want to show you the best view. So I'm gonna wait for the double-decker. By the way, this app is called Singabus. It can help you track the bus timing and the type of bus that's coming. Actually right, even before getting onto the bus, you're already in a very iconic spot in Singapore for street shopping. Right across that way was where I used to go to look cool when I was a teenager. That's the Bugis Street. Later on the bus, we'll pass by on our right side. Finally, our 130 is here. Yay, we're going up to the second deck. Alright, we got the whole bus to ourselves. The front seat for the best view. That is the Bugis Street on the right. To our left is the National Library. which is actually free to visit both for the citizens and foreigners. Usually they also have free cultural exhibit that you can check out. Like recently, they just revealed the albatross files. So worth checking out if you are in the area. And the nice St. Joseph Church to our right. This is the Basah complex. If you are looking for affordable books, actually I have bad news. I have motion sickness if I'm not sitting still on a bus. So I don't know if I can carry on my commentary throughout this bus journey. I'll try. Now, turning left into the Basah Road, this is the Chimes, but we can only see the side view at the moment. This used to be a Catholic convent, now turned into a dining destination. And now, the heritage element just got way stronger. This on the left is the Raffles Hotel. This used to be a European beach house turned into a historic luxury hotel. And to our right is the World War II Civilian Memorial to commemorate the dark days that we've had. By the way, the Raffles Hotel just now was also the birthplace of the Singapore Sling, which you can still get at the Long Bar, about $44 per cup. This is the beginning of my favorite view. Keep a lookout to your left. Our Performing Arts Center, the Esplanade. Here the trees are gonna open to the Marina Bay. Whoa, look at that. That's the prominent tree towers the Marina Bay Sands. And slowly but surely, the Merlion creeping into view. Wow, look at this. That was the money shot. Oh crap, I forgot to show you guys the Predator Hotel to the right just now. This was a heritage municipal building before becoming a luxury hotel. Now we're going into the depths of the city. Get ready to look out to your right. That right there is the Lau Pa Sat, one of our prettiest local food center. Just look, the contrast between the modern tall skyscrapers and the heritage-looking Victorian era building in the middle. When you see the Shenton Way bus terminal, this is our queue to stop. Anyway, no worries, I designed this tour to be as easy as possible to follow. So this stop right here, the opposite MAS building, is actually the last stop that you have to alight. So you cannot overshot this stop. That was only the first bus route. I have even more to show you more of my city. Let's go that way. Our next bus is right inside the Shenton Way terminal. Here we will take bus 106. Oh yeah, most of it coming are double-deckers. Anyway, if you wanted to take a closer look at any of the attraction that we saw just now, simply hop off and hop on the next bus, just like HOHO. Except you don't have to pay $60 upfront. Actually, I want you guys to guess, how much do you think this public bus tour will cost? Leave your guess in the comments and I'll reveal the answer at the end of the video. And the bus frequency is not too bad. You can expect a bus every 5 to 15 minutes in the off-peak season. Alright, our 106 is here. Double-decker, double-decker, double-decker. Ooh. Here we go. We're actually going back into town, but from a different route, to see the town from a different angle. Not gonna lie, the motion sickness is kicking in. To our left is actually one of the last surviving old ports in Singapore. Operations will soon move out and this will become another recreation or residential area. Which is actually really smart because the port now becomes a waterfront residence and destination. Now turning into the Anson Road, we are seeing many of the MNCs and financial services who call Singapore their headquarters. One thing that wonders me is how clean and well maintained all this building looks from the outside. Now get ready. On the right is the backside of where we were at. This is the backside of Lau Pa Sat. This small street right here actually closes every night to become a satay street, where they serve freshly grilled satay at the side. See all that? It will be filled with tables and chairs. And there, the nice gazebo looking thing is actually the exit of one of our train stations, the Raffles Place. This whole area is also full of financial services. Anyway, the best timing to go on the public bus tour is anywhere outside the busy commuting hours. Just avoid these hours, okay? Now we are on the Finlayson Green. Get ready to look to the left after the tree line. Hey, there, something looks familiar. Whoa, this is the other angle of the Marina Bay. Turning left, now we're going under the foot of the Marina Bay Sands. Here to our left is the Marina Bay Sands Convention Center. Sometimes I see a lot of anime cosplayers around here. And we are so much closer to the Marina Bay Sands. Look at that! These 3 towers are actually luxury hotels that you can stay in. Further out that way is our famous Gardens by the Bay. And this is our Singapore Flyer, the Ferris wheel that we have. At the bottom of the Singapore Flyer is the F1 Grand Prix pit area. That's where we hold the race every year. Speaking of F1 race, you will not be able to do this public bus city tour around the F1 period, because part of these roads will be used as part of the race course. And now, turning in, we're meeting the Esplanade again for the second time. Do you know that we locally call this the durian because of its spiky appearance? Actually, each of these spikes are metal panel installed at a precise angle to optimize natural lighting while minimizing glare and overheating. Nevertheless, it will never stop being a durian to us locals. That's where we were at just now. That's the World War II Memorial, the Chopstick Memorial. To the left, you can see the spire of the church that we can visit later. And right ahead, you see that beautiful building right there. That is the Capitol building. It's our heritage building, used to be one of the very first theatre in Singapore. Now it's a luxury hotel. Actually, there's a pattern. In Singapore, a lot of our heritage buildings become a luxury hotel. This is also your cue to get off the bus. Let's go. If you're enjoying this video so far, please leave a like so that more people can find it. To the side of St. Andrew's Cathedral, our bus stop is actually just right there. But if you want to stretch your legs a little bit, let's go and see the church. And ta-da! The St. Andrew's Cathedral. Can you believe this is actually over 160 years old? It's very well maintained, still looks very pretty. And past the church is our old City Hall and Supreme Court. Guess what they are used for right now? Luxury hotels. Just kidding. They are actually now art galleries dedicated to Southeast Asian art. Opposite of the old City Hall is the Padang. An empty field in the middle of the city. Most days it becomes a sporting area, but this is also where we hold huge events like our National Day. Don't miss out the roof deck on top of National Gallery. You can really have a good look of the city skyline from here. Wow, just look at that. This is the old Supreme Court. Supremely majestic. Whew, still look so nice. Okay, whose grand idea is it to put this lamppost over here? Actually, let me share with you a secret that not many people know about these buildings. You see, these heritage buildings, like the old Supreme Court, look really nice because they look like they're made of natural cut stone. But these are actually fake. These are called the Shanghai plaster, which is a construction method that uses rock aggregates and cement to shape the exterior to mimic natural stone. So these are all actually concrete underneath. It's a 200 IQ technique because you get the beauty of natural stone at a fraction of the costs. Just like this public bus tour. Now, if you go further down that way, you can see a lot more, like our Victoria Theatre, or, thank you bus, or the old Parliament House. But let's continue to our bus tour. right over here. To make sure that you don't get lost, I'll edit in a map over here. Basically, from the capital, walk through the St. Andrew's Cathedral, then walk alongside the National Gallery, then walk alongside the old City Hall and the old Supreme Court, turning right into the street with the new Parliament House right over here, to catch our next bus along the North Bridge Road. So you don't have to walk back all the way to the capital, you can take the bus from right here. Your stop is called opposite the Treasury and you can take bus number 80 or 145. See right there, the capital was just down that road. We simply took a small detour around. Alright, that's our bus, bus number 80. The bus is a bit full for 80, but enough for us to see. Aboard bus number 80, we'll cross one of the oldest crossing over the Singapore River, the Elgin Bridge. This section used to be the center of trade in Singapore from the 1800s to the 1900s. These old shop houses to the left were the trading houses. Now these are conserved but repurposed into modern use. You'll soon also notice that these old shop houses have distinctly different style. These 2 stories, simple design, with 1 or 2 plain rectangular windows are built in the late 1800s. These with tall concrete facade are built in the post-World War II era. On the right is Hong Lim Park, the only place legal for us Singaporeans to protest without a permit. Just across the Hong Lim Park, look out for one of the most beautiful skyscraper around, the Park Royal Hotel. Check it out, the full display of the integrated greeneries. And more of the old shop houses. Now you can see these few are more ornamented. These shop houses with the posh columns and fancier ornamentations are built in the early 1900s, back when trade was booming in Singapore. Many of the rich merchants built very artistic homes for themselves to live in. Now, to the right, an Islamic mosque, Masjid Jamai, plus the Hindu temple Sri Mariamman, and on the same street to the right is the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple, a Buddhist temple. A mosque, a Hindu temple, and a Buddhist temple on the same street is a taste of religious harmony here in Singapore. This is also your cue to get off the bus. Now you're right on time to try our local cuisine at the Maxwell Food Centre. We have a chicken rice here that got featured in the Michelin Guide, but as you can see, the queue is a little bit long and I'm not a fan of queuing, so let me just show you another chicken rice that's actually just as good. Ta-da! Look, 0 queue. And ta-da! Our $5 chicken rice. Let's give it a try. I wouldn't queue for chicken rice, I'll just eat this. Remember to return your tray after finishing your food. Now, actually, there's one of my favorite exhibits right across from the Maxwell Food Centre, the Singapore City Gallery. Let me show you a little bit. At level 1, there's an island-wide model of Singapore, and at the level 2, a big model of the city centre. Next leg of our city tour, we are actually in the midst of Chinatown. And I've designed this tour to make you go through the most colourful parts of Chinatown. So let's go back to the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. By the way, you are very much welcome to visit the interior of the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. It's quite nice. Right beside the Red Temple, go into the Sago Street. Ta-da! Colourful shop houses. These shop houses are likely built in the 1950s. It's not as ornamental as those in the early 1900s because this period the times were a bit tougher, so it reflects in the simpler ornamentation of the homes. At the corner, you'll see this very colourful building. This is the Chinatown Complex Hawker Centre. So if you're still hungry, go inside for second round. The most unique part about the Chinatown Complex is the area just in front. This is where there's always a group of people playing Chinese chess. I believe they're open if you want to challenge them. This area also very rich with street murals. Here's Bruce Lee. Here's where you can find probably one of the most scenic Starbucks. Past the Starbucks, you have a choice. You can see a lot more, but you will bustle with a lot of crowd, or just take the side path and avoid the crowd. But just for you, I'm gonna bear a crowd so that I can show you the most colorful parts. Let's go. This pink color shop house is one of the best one over here. Wow, just look at the column and the ornate plasterwork. It's a whole row of them. Can you see the contrast? Simple. Bam, ornately decorated. Wow. From here, we gotta turn left into the Chinatown Heritage Center. You need to pay for entrance fee, but it's a nice way to spend 1-2 hours in an aircon room. Once you're at the Chinatown Exit A area, get up the staircase at the back to cross the road. Wow! Look at all the colorful shop houses at the back. Up the stairs, cross the road to the other side. Our bus stop is right at the side where there is the Majestic and the Yuehua building. Right over there. Now you also get to see the real Singapore. There's someone karaokeing, maybe busking. After about 15 minutes walk, if you don't get too distracted by the sights, you should be on the Eu Tong Sen Street. Guys, there's our bus. Okay, this bus stop is called the After Chinatown Exit D. We're taking bus 190. Yeah. We are on the other side of the Hong Lim Park. There, now you can actually see the stage called the Speaker's Corner. Soon on our left is the Clarke Quay, which is a popular dining destination. And you see those metal trusses over there? That's where you can try out the slingshot experience. This is our most colorful heritage building, the Hill Street Police Station. Wow, look at that. And right behind it is actually our most historical hill in Singapore, called the Fort Canning Park. On Sundays like today, it becomes a picnic spot. And here is our first and oldest operating fire station, the Central Fire Station. There's actually a free museum exhibit inside. It's built during the colonial era, which explains the very distinct style. Past the fire station, right on the left over there, is actually our oldest surviving church, Armenian Church. And to the right, the beautiful Oriental building there is the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce. And right beside it is the only Shia mosque in Singapore. And that adventure adds a little more depth to how multiracial Singapore is. And look, this is the backside of the Capitol Kempinski. Now, further in, we're gonna see the National Museum of Singapore on the left. Actually, it's got a very nice architecture, but it's been under renovation for a while. So hopefully they finish and you can see it for yourself. The National Museum will be the perfect place if you want to know more about our history in depth. Soon we're entering the depth of the city again, full of tall buildings, which is why this heritage house over here is such a nice surprise. This is the house of Tan Yeok Nee. It's only recently finished renovating, soon will be open to the public. Over there on the left is where you can try out snow sports in Singapore at the Trifecta. It's good for your first few sessions, but from how much they price each class, I think you're better off saving for a real snow trip. Behind this red building called the Ngee Ann City is actually the Orchard Road, which we will be visiting. But don't get off yet. I will save you some walking and make this bus tour more seamless. Stay on for a while. Now, watch out for the right turn onto Patterson Road. This is when you get a grand view. This is Ion at Orchard. Wow, just look at the front view. So majestic, so pretty. And right across it is the Tanks Plaza. Very oriental, well-kept building. And actually, that's also our queue to stop. You'll stop right across from Far East Plaza, which is connected via this overhead bridge. Why I picked this stop is because you don't have to take the stairs. We have an escalator over here. By the way, just now we took bus 190, but you can also take bus 124, in which you will stop over here, right beside the escalator. Let's go! The luxury of an escalator. And our bus stop is right down there in front of the Far East Plaza. By the way, if you noticed, I always try to pick bus stops right outside of the busy area. This is so that you can maximize the chances that you get the top deck front seat. So if you haven't liked this video, please give it a like. At this stop, we have a few options. We can take 124 and 190 again, or also 167 and 518. Looks like we are taking 167. Oh my god, this is the first time I see them. These are the littering enforcement officers. Those people with the green bands. Hi. Oh, you guys are the first time I see. Hi. Thanks for being here. Okay, they look very serious. I don't want to disturb them. By the way, they are probably here
because the whole of Orchard area is a non-smoking zone.
He's likely catching one of the errant smokers. Alright, our 167 is here. Oh wait, you know what? It's a single decker. I'm gonna wait. We are taking the double decker 190 instead. Ah, it's here. Let's go. Once aboard, we see the Thanks Plaza again on the left, much closer. And the grand view of the front of Ion Orchard. Wow. So, welcome to the most famous shopping street in Singapore, the Orchard Road. Look at Thanks again. Actually, it's a shame that they built all these shelter walkways. It kind of covers the front facade of Thanks. Right beside Thanks is where you can get lots of Filipino food, the Lucky Plaza. During the Christmas period, this whole street will be decorated in lights. It's also nice to take a bus like this. This is the other side of the red building that we saw, the Takashimaya, also known as the Ngee City. A bit more about the Ngee City. Legend has it that it's built on former cemetery grounds, and the external facade is said to look like a Teochew tombstone. So if you are into shopping in Singapore, this is where you can stay as well, right in the middle of all the malls. Hey, this is the 167 that we missed. Now, one of my favorite parts about the Orchard Road, right below that cylindrical glass, is a very unique street full of conserved heritage houses. This is the Emerald Hill. If you like the 1900s early shophouse models, that's the street that you can get to see a lot of them. Now, towards the left is one of the most important, or maybe the most important house in Singapore. That is the front gate to the Istana. That's where our president lives and where our prime minister works at. Here we are reaching the Dobby Gods area. This building right here is called the McDonald's house, but you can't actually find any McDonald's inside. It's named after a British governor. And just beside it is a set of renewed shophouses just recently renovated. Past the McDonald house is the Cathay building. This used to be a prominent box office area. Past the Cathay building is one of the very few art schools in Singapore, School of the Arts. Checks out, the building is very artistic. And right ahead, really consequently, this is the Rendezvous Hotel. The Rendezvous Hotel is also our queue to get off the bus, and unfortunately, I think the buses really drive too fast. Singapore traffic is too smooth. The city bus tour ends too quickly. So, a little bit more about the Rendezvous Hotel. Initially, there was only the front heritage shop house, but they expanded it into a hotel. See the bigger back building? That is the hotel tower. Rendezvous was actually our last stop, so how much do you think I spent today on this public bus city tour? Have you left your guess in the comments? Drum rolls please! My trip registered as 3 different journeys because in Singapore, when you transfer from bus to the next bus, it actually counts as one trip and it's charged per distance, not per bus. So 128 plus 149 plus 186, that's about $4.63. Still a lot cheaper than the 60 bucks from HOHO, yeah? And congratulations, now you know how to cover so many of Singapore iconic sites on the public bus. If you want to do this tour on your own, I'll leave all the reference over here so you can easily refer to it, which bus to take from where. Don't worry, I gotcha. And if you're looking for more easy itineraries for your time in Singapore, check out this next video over here. I'll see you there.